Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Alright, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the Alive Church Xfinity Series here from Chicagoland. I'm Dean Doucette. He is Adam the Bulldog Newton. Adam, good old Chicagoland, something me and you know a little something about, don't we?
Oh yeah, good track, good racing here. Usually some good finishes too.
Yeah, some great finishes. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure what's more important here, Adam, track position or tire wear?
Well, tonight is how hot as this track is. I think it's going to be track position. I don't think tires are really going to be the, total king tonight.
Well, that is interesting. So 135 laps here tonight. Think it's an automatic two-stopper, so pitting's going to come into play. What do you think about pit road here, Adam?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be slick and greasy. The guy who can get on pit road is going to win this race.
All right, let's look in on our championship standings, and it's Adam Recker. Last week's winner took the lead by 1 point over Lance Ripka. These are unofficial standings, by the way. We got Darren Bruce in third, Jason Ratliff and Tony Ratliff fourth and fifth. It's Brantley, Williams, Jackson, Leal, and Greg Ratliff, your top 10. I mean, it is tight. I mean, you can go all the way back to 16th to see guys still in contention here, Adam. So this race means a lot to these guys.
Oh, definitely. And I expect some big-time comers and goers this week, Dean. One of them being Darren Bruce. We're getting back into his wheelhouse. I expect big things from him tonight.
Yeah, gonna be interesting to see Bruce back out here on, something he enjoys and is a little better at. Guys like Jason Brantley, the big possum, if you will, in that East Coast web printers machine. He should be good here tonight. Who do you like here, Adam?
I'll have to go with my Warden. I think he's going to be really tough to beat here. He needs a good run. He's been kind of struggling the last two races. I think it's time for him to shine tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Claus Williams, top of the board in practice here in warm-up. I think he'll be a threat. I mean, lots of guys. Ripka, this is a tough league, and sometimes you just don't know who's going to show up. It's kind of the beauty of the whole thing, but I'll tell you, someone who did show up, we can't get a look in on her right now, but Cheryl Newman making her debut. How about that?
Yeah, and I was looking at, qualifying. Rachel Hunt had an excellent qualifying, and somebody else to see if they keep on their hot streak. You got to look at the rifleman, Jason Ratliff. He's been on a hot streak, Dean. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be tough. No doubt about that. Going to be highly entertaining here. Bit of a long one, 135 laps, Adam. Is that going to play a role at all? We're in a channel with some old-timers there, Adam, and we hear the aches and the pains as these races go on. Is that going to play a factor?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, looking at my pit window notes tonight, 54 to 56 laps roughly. Yeah, I think, they're going to have their hands full because right now the track is just stupid slick.
Take a look in on Tom Lester here. Got himself a new paint job. What do you think about that one, Adam?
Yeah, that paint scheme is made to look like his brother in his race car, Lester Brothers in North Carolina, near Dallas, North Carolina. And I've got to see many pictures of that race car. It's pretty Nova.
Yeah, sharp looking to be sure. Great job by him. Looking on Ripka and his beautiful car, part of Ripka Designs. And he's going to be a threat. He is at every track, Adam.
Oh, yeah, he is. And, with Ottavani, hopefully he can turn his luck around from last week. He had a fast qualifying lap. I mean, I look big things for him tonight.
Yeah, we've seen him get caught out on poorly timed cautions, right after he pits, all kinds of things. So Otto could use some luck, no doubt. Everybody getting gridded up and raring to go here.
Dean, can I step in here for a minute?
Hey, Mr. Brian Helm going to join us in the booth. How we doing, Brian?
Hey, not bad. How you guys doing? Do you see that? How close that qualifying is up front there? You got 3 guys with a 54.6. 3 guys. That's Rachel, Darren, and Jason Ratliff. That ought to be putting some fast guys up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we're going. We're getting right into tonight's starting grid. On the point, it's Michael Ottoviani, the number 53 with a time 31.434. On the outside of row number 1, it is Rachel Hunt. Darren Bruce and Jason Ratliff will start row 2. You got Jason Jackson and Adam Recker in row 3. Greg Ratliff will start in 7th, along with Lance Ripka on his outside. Tony Ratliff will start in 9th with Claus Williams there on the outside row. It's Fleming and Travis in row number 6. We look a little further back now. You got Spear, Ashley, Owens, Hardy, Abear, Lester, Gilly, and Herb Ashley. That'll be your top 20. And it's Kulikowski, Buskirk, Brantley, Rogers. And we look a little further back than that. You got Thompson, Whiting, Cheryl Newman in her debut. We'll get a look at her here if we can. And there she is in the number 8 machine. And you got George Rincon, the Prime, Dibble, and Ricky Williams rounding out a 31 car field. I'm just about out of breath. Speaking of old timers.
Need your cardio, don't you?
I need to do some cardio, but the only cardio I get is flipping the hot dogs.
And you know, one thing I'm kind of wondering how the cars are going to drive tonight, Dean. In qualifying, I noticed that the cars look really bumpy in the corners.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, these setups, you just never know how much they're going to bounce around. Pace car with that darting action off the track. We're ready to go green flag racing. Good start on the outside by Rachel Hunt. She's got help. That's the Rifleman getting in there. The Warden coming up to try and push Ottoviani up there.
Yeah, Big Smile had a great start right there, and she's going to have some momentum on the outside coming off the 2, Dean.
Yeah, it's really tough to hang with a leader off the start. She did a great job there, slips right into her spot in second. Now it's all about Darren Bruce and the Rifleman. You see that bottom kind of surges there in the middle portion, but can they get the run off the corner?
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing is help. Once the tires start doing the flip around 22 laps, you'll see, you know, the natural skill of just the car wearing out and who's got it tonight. But right now, the draft is really going to keep things tight for a couple laps.
Yeah, it will for sure. And, you know, this kind of track, you got to be very patient at, Adam. I know, like I said, me and you have worked this track to death, and it really, you want to stay on the bottom as much as possible, don't you?
Yeah, well, some guys like the high line, and I mean, depending on, you know, the temperature, and right now we have a smoking hot track temperature of 110 degrees, you're going to see guys trying to go up there to get some grip on the high side.
All right. And some gals. Rachel Hunt's been known to get up there and throw her in on the high side. She's been running some funky lines here. Check in with Brian Helm here. Brian, you know, Chicagoland out here. What do you like here? What kind of line do you like to run around this place?
Well, definitely low in 1 and 2. You know, you bring it in and drop it right down to the bottom, like the leaders are doing right now. 3 and 4, sometimes you can actually run either the very bottom or the very top. I mean, it seems like longer runs, you go to the top.
Well, that'll be interesting to look for to see if anybody does that. Right now, we look in on Jason Spear. Now, he's been on a bit of a tear. You know what, I'm going to say it's because of that yellow paint there, Adam.
Yeah, he's definitely shown some speed here the last couple of weeks, but as we were going through some of the keys to the race, my pick took the lead. I knew it wouldn't be long.
Well, we missed a little bit here as the Warden is now out front. My goodness. So that did not take long. We'll see. if we can get a look at the pass for the lead here. And here we go, just a run. He's on the low side. He gets a little bit of position going into one, and I'm pretty sure out of bounds he's just going to back out. But I'd be wrong. Looks like he just outdrove him down there into the corner, Adam.
Yeah, and you know, somebody else I watched do almost the same thing was Jason Jackson. And he's trying to keep pace, and he's another driver that's been on a roll here recently.
Yeah, and they're very similar, you know, aren't they? You know, you think of Darren Bruce, we bring up mile and a half. Of course, he can do more than that, but mile and a half's his baby. I think Jason Jackson's starting to slip in that mile and a half category too, Adam.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And you know, I left him out tonight, but I expect big things from Adam Recker this week as well.
Yeah, Adam Recker, he is currently in 5th, coming fresh off a victory. So the 11, we've been talking about it, and you know, we talk about this all the time. I'll go to Brian with this one. You know, we talk a lot in the booth about championship driving and about getting a win. And what happens is that, you know, all of a sudden it seemed like an impossible task, but guys will often, or gals, will, you know, they'll bust out 2 or 3 in the next few weeks once they get one, Brian.
Yeah, it seems like once you get your rhythm, you know, you really can find some speed. Sometimes it's, you know, like equipment, you know, just like I found today that my brake adjustment and my pedals wasn't correct. And so I'm hoping for more speed out of that in the future coming up, but it just seems like when somebody gets in a breakout mode, they really move forward.
Well, that's a great point too. I mean, proper equipment, proper settings, Adam. I mean, I know we know how important that is.
Oh, and especially with this new tire combo, it's so finicky. Just the smallest little adjustment can make big dividends.
All right now looking in on Claus Williams, going to make a pass on Jason Spear. Claus, someone I kind of like for this track. Not a great start for him. He's got Abe Bear in front of him. He did have a good start. He's up 5. A little further up the track, you got Chris Owens. He's up 7. So a couple of these drivers making big moves early, Adam. Is that a big mistake?
I think it is. I think you need to roll with the punches right now. Kind of save your stuff a little bit, see what happens with the, you know, track tip, let the track rubber up a little bit, get some grip, and then start making some moves. Because I really don't see Darren driving too far away from Jackson right now.
No, Jackson closing back in, the rifleman coming. So it is getting a little tighter up front early on here.
Somebody else has been on a roll here recently, and he's, you know, coming up through there as well. As Ottaviani just got passed by a big dog. Is Buckshot Ripper. He's been on a roll here recently.
Yeah, I think, you know, he had a little deployment or something there a while back. It seemed like it took him quite a while. I think we had a new build in the meantime. We know what havoc that can play on drivers, Adam. But I think he's really getting back to his groove now.
Yeah, right now I see, you know, status quo. Everybody's running that same line except for maybe 1 or 2 people, and I just think that high line at some point is definitely going to come into factor.
Yeah, I don't know if it will or won't. I hope it does, though. We look in on the Toad Man back here at 19th. He's in a fight there with TJ Rogers. Don't see TJ back here in 18th. He usually starts up front, maybe misqualifying tonight. So Rogers up 6 spots, Adam. You think that he can get up here and get something done?
Yeah, a track like this really suits Rogers very well.
We go on board here with Tom Lester. Maybe we'll go to you, Brian. I don't know if you got time to look in the cockpit of Tom Lester and just kind of see what you can tell us about how he's driving and what the track kind of does.
Well, let me get there real quick.
Okay. So Lester coming in here into one. You can see here he's not quite getting to the bottom. I like to get down there, but sometimes the track dictates to stay where he was, about a lane up. We'll see what he does here getting into 3 and 4. You see, he got down there, but he might have touched the apron a little bit, so that'll push you up the track. But all in all, I think he's running a pretty solid line here.
Yeah, this track really does good for Tom. Especially in the past, he's ran really, really well.
I do like that new paint job behind him. Herb Ashley, Nathan Hardy right there. George Rincon, he's on the move in that Goodweiser car. He is up 7 spots into 21st right now.
Yeah, TJ Rogers still making his move straight to the front as well.
Yeah, he just went by Paul Travis Sr. We'll go back out front here and see what's happening. And it looks like the old concertina effect here, Adam. Everybody coming back together. And here goes Jackson looking for the lead underneath the Warden. It's Jason Jackson. Side by side, outside, kind of coming back here, Adam.
Yeah, and that's Darren's specialty here. He can get the most out of a race car at this kind of track that I've ever seen. And that's what he's doing on that high side. He's fighting back.
Well, you talked about it. Matter of fact, Brian, you talked about it. We just seen it there. That high groove, it almost looks more natural for the car.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you run on the bottom, you're actually wearing more rubber off, and on a long run, sometimes letting the car find its groove, middle or high, is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, and it certainly looked to rotate nicely there, and it almost like it found its home. A little further back, Tony Ratliff back here in 10th. He's kind of running that third groove up, so people moving up the track. You a little surprised this early, Adam?
No, not really. Last lap, I saw Tony and Bear both got really, really loose. And Claus Williams, he was in basically a four-wheel slide coming off a 4 right then. But, yeah, I'm not surprised to see people go into the high side right now.
All right, another guy out on the move. It's the Dibble Dogs machine, the McDonald's car of George Dibble. So get your Dibble Dogs out. He's coming. He's up 6 spots right in front of him. Eric Whiting up 3.
Tell you one thing, I could sure go for a Big Mac right now.
You don't want a Dibble Dog?
I don't want
You don't know about that mystery meat?
No, that's mystery meat now. Hoop fans don't have no special sauce on it neither.
Well, let's hope that's not the case. Out front right now, Darren Bruce, Jason Jackson second, Jason Ratliff in third. It's Recker and Ottaviani rounding out your top 5 as everybody's starting to settle in. Greg Ratliff up the track a little bit, rocking that other lane, and there goes Ripka. He jumps to the outside of Ottaviani.
Yeah, Ottaviani had a run, but it stalled out, and that's, like what we saw from the leader. The leader went up high, and so did Big Dog, and now Ripka is really taking advantage of that.
Yeah, he's going to power right on through. So, I don't believe in the high line here, but it doesn't mean I'm right. I mean, it looks like I'm wrong here. That high line or middle lane really starting to pay dividends, and Greg Ratliff has gone way up the track. And he's into the wall. So the Big Dog down into the wall. Here comes Ripka down underneath him. Can he complete the move? He will, but it will Ottaviani as well.
Right now, Dean, the temperature has gone up another degree. So I imagine just from what I'm seeing out of Greg, if he moved up and hit the wall like that, the car has got to be loose.
Yeah, it looked like he couldn't get it to stick and just had to keep releasing the car towards the wall. Chris Owens now up 7 spots. He's here trying to attack Ottaviani now. Behind them, Rachel Hunt down 7. This is something we've seen out of her lately, Adam. She is not going to burn her stuff up. We've seen her be the fastest car on the back end of these runs a few times.
She has, definitely. But I'm going to tell you, one car I keep keeping my eye on is Tom and Claus. Both those guys right now are making it work. It's slowly creeping up through the field. won't be too long before Claus gets on up there.
And who's the other one you're talking about?
Fred Tom Lester.
Red Tom Lester, all right. Tom Lester in that beautiful new paint back there in 18th, back where he started, so he faded a bit, now he's coming a bit. Williams down 2, so you're keeping an eye on a couple of guys who perhaps really haven't used up their stuff yet.
Yeah, and like I said, that Recker, man, he's going to be another one to watch. He's putting the heat on the front guys right now as he's going under Rifleman.
Yeah, it's a tall order here. Get under the 55 right now, but he's going to clear. He's just let go. So Adam Recker up to 3rd here. And he is another guy who closes very well. Bruce got his hands full tonight here, Adam. I mean, he's, when he gets out in these leads, he didn't burn them up, but he didn't save either.
Well, I kind of want to get Brian's idea of, with you being a crew chief, what would you be telling these guys right now?
Well, honestly, right now, and a little bit under the gun, I don't know what the brake would be, how far we're trying to stretch it and whatnot. So, reality is, if we can get to the halfway or the 3rd way so that we can pit, I'd be looking to make some changes when we come into pit.
Yeah, about 45 lap run for a 2-stopper. Anybody looking at a 1-stopper, you're looking at 68 and 67 laps on your run. I'm not sure that's possible, but I'm usually wrong here with RGR. I mean, these guys can stretch fuel like not anything have never seen before.
Just Buckshot Ripco. I don't know. He's got extra fuel cell or something going on. He can stretch the gas like nobody's business.
You think he's cheating? He got a little 2 gallons in the passenger side there?
Flipping the switch, he's doing the hokey pokey, all the stuff.
And here comes
I think he's working the flux capacitor. That's what I think. You know what I mean?
Oh, the old flux capacitor, going back in time even perhaps.
Yeah.
So
He does look fast.
Jason Ratliff, who's been so good lately, kind of fading. You think this might be on purpose here, Brian? I mean, trying to just save a little bit for the last part of the run?
Oh, I just think it's not time to fight. I think he's just sitting there waiting and seeing what people have, and I think he's going to probably be right there at the end.
All right, big battle. Owens and Ratliff here, battle for 7th. So these two going hard at it. It looks like Owens going to take that spot. So Chris Owens now up 8 spots, one of our big movers. One that we haven't talked too much about, James Bear, fellow Canadian out of Calgary, Alberta. How about that, Adam? I know you love the Canadians.
The Canadians, the Mounties. What if he's a Mountie in real life?
Yeah, we're all Mounties. And we all live in igloos as well. Mine melted the other day. It was a tragedy.
I was doing some quick numbers, Dean. I think it's going to have to be a 3-stopper. Possibly. Right now, they're going, if my math is correct, they can only do 24 more laps.
Well, that would be more than enough for a 2-stopper, just to tell you.
Well,
45 and 90, I take you to 135.
But somebody might roll the dice. Look
yeah, a 4-stopper, we're looking at about, right now to maybe 4 more laps or so. They could do a 3-stop race. I don't think we'll see that, Adam. I mean, it's a good tidbit to throw out, but I doubt highly that would occur. Unless the car got really out of shape, then you might see a few people. As James Bear picks up another one, fighting with Rachel Hunt. Other than that, or Hunt's coming. I think Hunt's coming.
Yeah, Hunt looked like she's coming. But yeah, we've seen a 3-stopper in the past. But yeah, safely 2-stop. But yeah, about the other 24 laps is about pit top.
Don't make me break out my abacus.
Break it out.
Start moving some beads around and try and figure this thing out. Right now, we're right on board with Rachel Hunt. She is stalking the 25 of James A. Bear. You see a little wiggle there on exit at A. Bear. And that's kind of where the spot is, isn't it, Adam? I mean, there's a little hill there on exit. Car gets a little bit unstable.
Yeah, I was just looking at that real closely and noticing that TJ Rogers is still making his way on up through there. He is about 2 spots behind Claus Williams for 11th place right now.
Yeah, we hop on board with him. And he's looking good here as he closes in on Tony Ratliff and Claus Williams. Tough group. You can see, I mean, this is, we're currently riding in 13th place, and you can see nose to tail to the leader. I mean, they're all spaced out a little bit, but not much.
Well, for me, this is one thing, this is where Darren shines. On the long run, he can get the most speed. I mean, kind of like a couple other guys. Recker's really good at that. Jackson's really good at that. So is Buckshot, and here recently, Ratliff has been good at it.
Well, you just named our top 5, Adam. I mean, this is...
Yeah, I mean...
And they're the best on the long run. I mean, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the field, does it?
No, it really doesn't. And I am kind of shocked that, Claus was making real good progress, and he's kind of stalled right now.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed out of Claus Williams is consistency, lap in, lap out. As he kind of moves that car around in different lines and that, he's producing different lap times. Brian, you race a lot out here. Consistency can be a real problem. I mean, you want to try to hit the same lap every time, don't you?
Yeah, you do, and it's one of my things that I struggle with the most is slowing down at the beginning of the run to have something at the end of the run. I'm watching TJ Rogers right now. He just passed Shane Fleming, Tony Ratliff, yeah, and he looks pretty strong right now. He's running the bottom. It looks like he's rolling. Maybe he's saved a little bit in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, he looks strong because those are 2 good cars. I mean, Fleming and Ratliff, both pretty strong, but TJ Rogers stronger, so he's up 12 right now. He's our biggest mover. A-Bear in 9th is up 8. Owens in 7th is up 8. And then, everybody at the top of the board's up a couple.
Well, that was a big moment for Tony Ratliff right there. He got super loose coming off of 2.
All right, so cars perhaps starting to go away. And you see Recker is closing in on Jason Jackson here for 2nd position. So Recker will be looking to get this done. And we seen the other night, Jason Jackson fighting with Jason Spear. And he wasn't giving any quarter. He was protecting his spot out there and doing a good job of it. Nothing wrong or anything. But he was one tough pass. I mean... you think it'll remain the same here? You think Recker's got his work cut out for him, Adam?
Oh, most definitely. It'll be status quo to try to get around him for sure. He's doing the same thing. He's taking the air right off of Recker. Recker's going to have to get crafty to try to get by him.
You see there, he goes way up the track. So Recker goes to the other line, tries to get a big run. Looks like he's got it, Adam. Here he comes. Not enough, though. I mean, it looked really good. He's going to get to the bottom here. Maybe it was enough. So Adam Recker drives right around Jason Jackson. How about that? Put him up into 2nd.
Yeah, he's been collecting. Yeah, great move.
Yeah, that's a great way to use that top line to freaking advance your position. That top line can be used a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it was an awesome job there. And now he sets his sight on the leader, the Warden, Darren Bruce, out here with that dirty South machine of his. And he'll be tough to catch and pass, but Recker's right there. But I got to tell you, your pit window, it's open. And in the next 5 laps, it's, officially a third of the way. So these guys are going to start pitting. What do you think here, Brian? When you think of pit stops, I mean, the guys in the league do not short pit here. Is there any advantage to short pitting?
I hate to say it, I've not seen an advantage of short pitting at all. You think you could just cut it a third, right, and you'd have the fastest overall speed in those 3 runs. But the truth with iRacing is, it seems like the longer you stay out, the better off you are on the overall run.
All right, I love it. Something a little different. I mean, Barron crying for people to short pit all the time. So, and I think Adam, also likes the long pit. So I think I don't think we'll see but one car come in on lap 45. I mean, that's how much these guys believe what you just said, Brian.
Yeah, it's really odd to me because I think that's one of the things that deviates from the real world. I mean, the real world, it seems like, getting in early sometimes actually really helps you because you can like advance your position with the fresh tires and be in clean air. It seems like you should be able to advance your spots, but in the iRacing game, it just seems like, the later you are, the better you are.
So Burns opening up the lead for about 5/10 over Recker. Jackson slipping back 3 more tenths, then it's Ratliff, then Ripka right there in your top 5. Now Owens has creeped in here. He is currently in 6th, and he is coming.
Yeah, as y'all were talking about that, man, Toad Man took a wild ride coming off of turn 4, and he's probably going to be done for a while. He hit that wall hard.
All right, so the Toad Man, a bit of an incident. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. Here he is. He's all alone out here, cutting her high to low. The car breaks loose on him. Overcorrection. Ooh, that is a hard lick. Down into the grass he goes. So yeah, that could be night over, but I doubt it. He perseveres. He'll get back out there. Let's look around and see some of the others. You got our newcomer, Cheryl Newman, out here in 28th position, keeping it clean, not ruffling any feathers. Kulikowski coming on to pit road from 28th. Buskirk in 26. You got LaPrime and Whiting, then Dibble. So that's up to 23rd. Then you got, Dibble's up 7. Rincone's up 6. They're back in 22nd. They got work to do. Hardy in 21st has fallen as the big dog, Greg Ratliff, comes on to pit road.
Yeah, Kulikowski already stopped too. He had a pretty good stop. He didn't slide through his pit stall and whatnot.
All right, so pit stops have started here right at lap 45. Like I said, we're on 46 now. I expect several of these guys to go into the 50s before they come in. Recker closing in on our leader. Here comes Chris Owens to pit road, and I love this call by Chris. Chris had worked that car over at him. I mean, he drove through a bunch of cars to get to where he was, and he probably needed some rubber.
I'll tell you, one person that earned his wings tonight, Jason Spear, came on hot to pit road. Hope he didn't get a speeding penalty. He did a good job saving that car.
All right, there is Spear on pit road. Back up front with our leaders. Looks like Recker's coming in. So Recker comes in. He's going to undercut here Darren Bruce and everybody else. I love this by Recker. Let's get some track position. Otto Viani's in as well. Yeah, Tony Ratliff, Paul. So George Rincon, George Dibble, all on pit road here on lap 48.
And Bob came in too. There's several guys that. Dibble slid through his pit stall.
Yeah, we happened to catch that live. Sorry about that. But and here comes Bruce. Hard entry into pit road. He stayed on the track. He was almost going to miss pit road.
Oh, TJ.
Oh, yeah, sideways. Out. Oh, Rachel got into it.
Collected big smile.
Oh boy. So TJ Rogers, and he toes from there. Wow. So T.J. Rogers, after all that work, now he'll have to reset and do it all over. Ripka becomes your new race leader here, as we still have over 10 cars who have not pitted. Here comes Ripka.
And someone else made a big mistake on pit road. Jackson missed his pit stall.
Oh boy. Jason Jackson, a little trouble out there. The lead now in Claus Williams' hands, and you can see Chris Owens with that earlier pit stop. He's coming through. I wonder where this will land him. He'll be in good shape to be certain. Fleming still on the track, along with Tom Ashley, Tom Lester, Herb Ashley, Jason Brantley, as it looks like Herb Ashley getting ready to come into pit here. Maybe not, though. Yep, here he comes.
Yep.
You can see the car a little unstable. Nice job by both Ashleys getting on pit road, though.
Well, you remember we talked to it, the keys to the race. Gotta execute.
Oh, you definitely do. I mean, in a league where, your green flag racing pit stops, Brian, can make or break a race.
Yeah, and right now we got Claus Williams, Shane, Tom Lester, and Jason who haven't pitted yet, and also Eric Whitting, and maybe one other down there. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, Brantley, Whiting, Cheryl Newman still on the track. So you can see Bruce is only 12 seconds behind Cheryl Newman, and Bruce already pitted. Who came out second from pit road? Chris Owens. So Owens, with that couple lap earlier pit stop, gained a bunch of track position. He is right on our leader now.
Well, that, and he had a heck of an entry and exit. That's the keys. You gotta get on and off this pit road, folks.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough.
The time, oddly, doesn't reflect that, though, Adam. Bruce looks at 2.2 seconds faster on pit lane. A 40.1 to a 42.3 of Owens.
Compared to competitors.
Not sure what that means, but I'll take your word for it.
Darren's in his own league getting on the pit road.
Yeah, well, you're right there. Darren definitely has it worked out, as nobody else has a pit lane time in the 40s except for George Rincon with a 40.3. Here comes Cheryl Newman in that, what is that, filter time? Filtertime.com machine.
And TJ's had the disconnect, and he had more damage than we knew.
All right, so Williams and Fleming both on pit road. Tom Lester, your new race leader. How about that?
I'm not surprised. I know he's really good on gas here, and has been there traditionally a good driver at this track.
You see Jason Jackson coming around after his little bobble on pit road. So pit cycle almost done. Only Lester and Brantley remain on the track, and they would dearly love to see a caution right now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if they got a caution. It'd really help them out a ton.
Look over in YouTube land. We got Austin Inman. Jared's out there. Edward Kane out here. And Mr. Minnesota out here. He's still in for those Dibble Dogs.
Wonder how he likes his Dibble Dog.
I mean, these are questions I'm not sure. Safe to ask, Adam.
Wow. Rachel's trying to get by second place, I believe, here. She had to spend a little extra time on pit road because of the damage.
Yeah, Rachel currently down here in 26th position, so trying to get a lap back, or will be after pits commence. She's working on Chris Owens right now, currently in 4th, but will be in 2nd shortly. Of course, Recker closing in here. He's currently shown in 5th. So Lester and Brantley stay out. Can they make it to halfway here, Adam? We're talking another 10 laps.
I've known Tom to do some crazy fuel mileage, and he might possibly be able to do that.
All right. Well, his lead is 14.9 seconds to Darren Bruce. So if he can go 10 more laps and keep that lead, well, here he comes onto pit road.
I was gonna say, how do you clutch this place? You almost full throttle the whole way around, right? How do you save fuel?
Now you can save some going down into 3. Lift early, roll her down in there. I believe. I mean, every car is a little different. I think these Xfinity cars, you'd have to let off a little bit.
Yeah, they tend to roll a little bit better than the Gen 6 and stuff, and even the trucks.
All right, so back we go here. Owens got Rachel trying to get her lap back. She's right in between second and third, Owens and Recker. So this is a problem for everybody. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with nothing. Rachel's got to come and try and get her lap back for sure, but it's slowing down Owens, allowing Recker to catch up and allowing Bruce to get away. He's opened up a 1.6 second lead.
Yeah, he's definitely opening that gap up big time, Dean. But, you know, the thing that he's going to be having to contend with here very, very shortly is a lot of lap traffic or potential cars to put down a lap up ahead of him.
Yeah, he will soon be looking at the likes of Brantley. Well, remember, Brantley, Lester, they just came in, so they'll probably be moving forward. But then you got Whiting, not sure when he pitted, but he is currently getting close to where Bruce and Recker are. I mean, he's still got a straightaway at him. I think he'll be all right for a while.
At the pace that Darren's ripping compared to them, I don't think it's going to be as long as we think it's going to be.
Well, let's take a look at that. Bruce ran a 32.5. We go back to Eric Whiting, a 32.57. Tom Lester, a 32.01, just set his best lap. Brantley just set his best lap, a 32.05. So those two are actually going pretty good. I think Whiting might be the next guy that we consider, and it'll be a little bit yet. Look back to third. There's Ripka along with Greg Ratliff, some of the stalwarts of this league. They are battling it out. The Rifleman right there in sixth. Otto Vianney slipped to seventh. He's right with them. A Bear up 9 spots into 8th. And how about Jason Spear? Seemingly out of nowhere, he's up 4 spots into 9th.
Yeah, these guys right here, Jackson, Ratliff, Paul, they've been fighting hard for this little group right here from 12 on back.
Yeah, 4-car battle, Spear, Jackson, Tony Ratliff, and Travis in a little group here, and this is where it's tough. Looks like Tom Ashley coming into this group right now, and Tom looking stronger and stronger as the race goes on. Rincon, not too far back. He's up 14 spots. Look at our other big mover, old Dibble Dogs here. He's in 19th position, up 11 spots.
Yeah, we just had some Ratliff on Ratliff crime a minute ago. And Rifleman just got around Big Dog, and Ottaviani is just lurking in that background and just waiting for his chance to get around Big Dog.
Yeah, Ottaviani seems a little, tentative here tonight. Maybe the car not totally agreeing with him, but doing a nice job staying in 7th after qualifying on the pole.
Some of these guys, to me, it looks like the rear end is just yawing out just a little bit too much for their liking right now.
Yeah, Jackson trying to battle back. He's currently in 10th after that pit road error. Tom Ashley's gotten around Tony Ratliff, so Tom Ashley coming up here through the field a bit.
Yeah, it's good to see him have a good run. The last couple of weeks, he's had some pretty decent runs and finishes, Dean.
Absolutely. I mean, I think another guy you can throw at that 1.5-mile statement a little bit. He seems very comfortable out here, running a solid line, starting to pull away a little bit from Tony Ratliff. Out front, Bruce opening it up. Now a 2-second lead. Brian, what do they got to do to run this guy down?
Oh, it's going to be tough. He's Mr. Automatic to me. You know what I mean? Once he finds his rhythm, it's click, 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 click every lap. So I don't know. They probably need a yellow to reset the field. And, right now we got like 25 cars still on the lead lap. Honestly, if somebody got a yellow out here, it might reset it. But other than that, they're really going to have to work hard to catch up to Darren.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. When it comes like someone like Bruce, you got to get him out of his rhythm, right? I mean, he likes to do that to others. He used to do it to me quite a bit, and you got to do it to him. So the only way I can think, Adam, of is Recker or Owens or someone with another short pit and maybe get track position on him and make him get out of his groove.
Yeah, if they could get that advantage and use those tires um, for this last run, yeah, you could definitely shake something up with him. But that's going to be tough to do with him. Like you said, we've definitely had our share of those runnings with Darren in the past. So it's tough to beat him when he gets in the zone.
Yeah, that's why I call him. That's why I call him Mr. Automatic. Just every lap, click, 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 click. He's very good at it.
Yeah, he certainly is. Looking on Otto Viani and Greg Ratliff battling. I'm not sure if Otto Viani's holding them off or he got by, but they're currently 6th and 7th.
Yeah, he got by, and right now Jason Jackson is actually starting to creep up on Spear for that 9th place.
Yeah, Jason, so much work to do. And Tom Ashley right behind him. Claus Williams going by Tony Ratliff behind them. So Claus picks up 12th now.
Yeah, right now it kind of looks like Big Dog's car is starting to go away on him.
Well, that's the thing out here. We check in on the weather, right? Currently 108. So the track not changing a whole lot. It's a hot track out here. And it really matters, doesn't it, Adam, how you drive this car in the early portions of the run. I mean, you could have a wildly different car in the last 20 laps of one run from the other run.
Yeah, and one thing, at one point we were 111 degrees.
Oh, and yellow out on the track. Not sure what happened. Looks like Jason Brantley up in the wall. Newman crawling around the track, Cheryl Newman. So something happened with them, but the yellow flag came out before that. So we'll get a look in on it here. Here's Brantley making a pass on Cheryl. Oh, and he just scoots up the track, and he was not clear. Brantley thought he was clear, but was not.
Big Possum is roadkill.
Ooh, and someone cut a little piece of that driving through there. Wow. So he thought he was clear. I think, Brian, sometimes you think you got the speed and you don't necessarily look to clarify whether you're clear or not. You just figure you are. He wasn't.
Yeah, I think he just, that's one of those things, getting in that corner, you kind of like want to get close to that wall and you just get in that habit of it. And maybe he brought it up a little much, or maybe Cheryl was a little lower than he expected. Either way, that's probably what the field needed to have to try to run down Darren Bruce. So we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, nobody hates this more than Bruce.
Bruce slid through his pit stall, Dean.
Oh boy. So everything gets shook up here.
Oh, Recker's going to beat him out.
Recker will win the battle. Owens in second. Bruce will slip to third with that little mistake. So caution comes out. We're on lap 73 now. This is going to be interesting. 63 laps remaining. Can someone get there? Can they do this? I think so. In the first run, I mean, a guy like Tom Lester was pretty close to doing that.
Yeah, man, my heart goes out to Bruce. We never see him mess up on pit road like that.
And I think if he's going to mess up, Brian, it's under caution. Sometimes under caution can be more tricky than green flag stuff.
Yeah, so I was telling you, Mr. Automatic needed, that's one thing that he's not, that got him off guard. I didn't expect him to have a problem on pit road, but the reality is now he's got his work cut out for him, and I think it's going to be really interesting from here forward to see, who has some short-term speed and long-term gain, because the reality is right now it's a long run if you try to make the end.
I'll tell you a couple realities. One, Tom Lester's topping up, folks. This is a move, and perhaps a race-winning move. Don't disregard it. He is topping up, looking to go the distance. And the other thing, I just want to congratulate you, Brian, for your, popping your cherry, so to speak, your first ever booth jinx. Well done.
Well, thanks. I just thought I'd get in and have some fun tonight. I don't know. I don't have all the fancy whatever's up, but we're about ready to go green, so let's see how it happens.
And what do you think about that, Adam? Booth jinxing people day one? I mean, is that allowed?
I was just thinking about the cherries.
Let's leave that alone for now. Recker out front, Owens in second, Bruce falls to third, and he's got Ripka on his outside. Pace car shows you what handling is really like. It darts off.
Green flag, green flag.
And Recker, great start. Bruce trying to get underneath Owens. I think he's there. Watch for Bruce to slip straight into second and go straight looking for the front. Here comes Ripka.
Yeah, Lance got a great restart right there. And, I was thinking about my cherry on the ice cream sundae with my double dog.
That's a lot, Adam. That's a lot.
Lot of food. I'm hungry.
Adam Recker out front. Darren Bruce slides into second. Ripka, Owens, and now A. Barron, the rifleman, off the wall. Down onto the apron he goes. He's going to hold on, but he'll lose one spot and perhaps has a damaged machine.
Yeah, there was a couple guys that popped the ball on that exit right there, Dean. It looks like a lot of them are trying to go.
Oh, battle back to back here. Whiting. It's Herb Ashley. Down into the inside wall. Hard lick there. Wow, looks like he got Nathan Hardy as well.
Yeah, that was a hard lick. His car just got real loose, Dean, and it can happen that quick.
You can see it biting, and then it doesn't bite. Down into Whiting he goes, back into the wall. Hardy's collected. Buskirk gets a piece of it. Pieces of car flying around on the track. Hardy coming back without a lid. And
Boy,
he
I
cannot
tell you right
steer
now,
that to pit road, or he ain't trying, one of the two.
Well, this really is going to play into Tom's favor now with this gas mileage.
Well, that's the thing. I was just going to bring up, Brian. I mean, who's coming in here? It could be big.
Oh, I think everybody should come in here. That's what I think. Everybody that did, I think everybody should come in and just see how it's going. But I also want to say, on that last yellow, we did get Rachel back on the lead lap.
Wow, Bruce and Recker left hanging. Owens hangs with them. The rest of the field comes back. Sorry, that event happened there. Brian, what were your thoughts there?
Oh, I was just saying, I think everybody should come in there. I mean, honestly, because now you can get to the end, right?
Well, you should be able to from here, yes. And this is a big thing. Kulikowski is going to be our lucky dog. No, Kulikowski's staying out. Someone else is a lucky dog here. Maybe it's Cheryl Newman. I'm not sure.
There's a lot of guys that just advanced their position. Some guys took 2 tires only, Dean.
All right, we look in that. It looks like Tom Ashley with 2, or no, Rachel Hunt with 2. So Hunt took 2. Looks like the only one, maybe Claus Williams and Jason Ratliff as well only took 2, or Gas and Go perhaps for Jason Ratliff.
But just saying, what do you like to say? Cautions breed cautions.
Well, they do. I don't expect that to be the case too much, but I mean, I think that's what we just witnessed, right? Fresh rubber, a little bit of overdriving, the car doesn't stick on those cold tires, and that's what happens. Here comes Kulikowski, so he'll vacate 4th position, and that'll be a late stop. He'll be surely good enough to go. And we look at Greg Ratliff coming in, Dibble, Tony Ratliff, Eric Whiting, Tom Lester. So there's your gas mileage crew, if you will. Buskirk and Hardy. Hardy's still on, so Buskirk comes in as well. And this has really shook things up. I think this caution, I think these guys are safe, be honest with you. I think Recker and Bruce can make it from here. We're going to have about 55 laps left when we go green. It'll be close.
But the importance of tires, that's going to be one of the other keys, because these front runners, they're on the old rubber, and you know how that can play out from time to time.
Yeah, for sure. It's only going to be a few laps, but every lap counts, no doubt about it. I mean, look for a guy like Greg Ratliff currently coming out of pit road. Let's see what he did on pit road. And it was a gas and go. So, I mean, I guess he already came in and got tires. He just came in to top up. All right, we're re-racked, ready to go back. Green flag racing here in the Alive Church Xfinity Series. Recker down on the bottom, good start. Bruce trying to hold off Owens. I don't think he can. This is going to be a hard-fought battle for second here.
Almost
Bruce,
like
wow, what a corner there.
Almost looked like Paul K almost possibly missed a shift. He stacked up that eye line really bad.
And they're racing awful close down there. Otto Viani underneath them. A-Bear trying to come. Here comes Jack. Ooh, and A-Bear almost into Paul Travis. Good hard racing out here. Kulikowski coming back into pit road. Apparently some kind of pit road issue. Probably a penalty.
Yeah, look at Claus Williams. He has definitely had a good turnaround tonight.
And battle for the lead. The Warden, Darren Bruce, coming back, looking for first place. He will take it. Owen's going to come underneath the Recker as well. We know Recker, he will not burn his stuff up, so he's going to wait this one out, and he'll have to come back from third to do it. Bruce just set the best lap of the race, a 31.55.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Big Dog has had some problems. We didn't get the catch. He's out for the night.
Whoa, the Big Dog had issues. What happened to Greg?
Not sure. I just caught the tail end of him exiting out.
Let's see if we can get a look at and see what happened here. There is Greg going awfully slow. We'll try and reverse it here and see if we can find some kind of issue. So it was right off the start of the race, or the restart. Oh, and he passed. Rick Thompson got loose, and he passed down low, so that's a penalty, and that's unfortunate. I mean, that's just silliness with those penalties, but very unfortunate for Greg Ratliff.
Tell you, the Big Dog hadn't been able to catch many breaks in this season yet.
No, I don't even know what you do about that. I mean, the guy gets loose, he goes up. I mean, Greg would literally have to brake and let the whole field get away, and it's just against every instinct you have. Brian, that's a tough one there for Greg.
Yeah, sometimes you know the racing gods just don't like you, and bad stuff happens, I guess.
That sounds personal, Brian.
Yeah, I got a few of them in my bog.
We all do. Good little pack of cars here around Fleming and Hunt, and in front of them, Jackson and A-Bear battle in there. That's for 8th place. In front of them, Otto Viani trying to fight Claus Williams. That'll be for 6th.
And just like the beginning of the race, Recker is just not letting the Wharton get too far out in front of him.
Now, Recker's become solid, and we talked about it with Brian earlier. You know, he just won, Adam. And once you get one under your belt, I'm telling you that they just start falling from the sky for you. It's just the natural way things happen. Lance Ripka coming underneath of Jason Ratliff here. He is trying to pick up 4th position.
Tell you, they're getting really, really racy from 5th on back.
Yeah, and Williams wall riding around there. Oh, my God, that was almost Chastain-like.
Jason Jackson just knocked the wall down coming off 4.
People pushing these machines for all they're worth. We're on lap 87 of 135 in the Alive Church Xfinity Series. Live fully alive.
Yeah, I got one for you here. Rachel, she was lapped down before. She's all the way back up to 13th spot. So she's fighting hard to get back in the game.
Yeah, she's back in the game for sure. In here fighting with Tom Ashley and George Rincon. Rincon's still a big mover. He's up 13. Old George Dibble back here in 18th, now up 12. Eric Whiting's up 9. Robert LaPrime up 9. He's found himself a nice little alone spot on the track, and I think he's watching some Looney Tunes in that machine there.
Tell you, man, that is a mess of cars right there with Ripka, and I don't know. I guess Recker is having to save a little bit of fuel right now.
I think Recker is, but I think that, he is in big trouble here right now. This is hardcore. He's got Bear looking to go 3 wide right behind him. He's pushing them. They're both a little loose. Wow.
Hey, you notice the Wharton has really slowed his pace down as well.
I think everybody's slowing down. It's bringing everybody back together.
Dean, if you get somebody to push you down the straightaway, then you don't use as much fuel, right? So you can just kind of save some that way.
Well, that's a great point, Brian. I mean, when you have good teammates and good friends, you can do those type of things, right? You 10 laps, you lead, 10 laps, all lead, and you just save some fuel that way. I'm not sure how much co-opetition we're seeing out here right now.
Co-opetition. Is that a new Canadian word, Dave?
That's a Baron Labosco word.
I love it.
They do seem like they're all trying to figure out how to go slower and save fuel. That's what it seems like.
I'm telling you, side-by-side racing here, and you got the Warden being passed or trying to be passed by Chris Owens, and it almost looks like a Talladega race.
Yeah, it really does. One line advances, one line backs up. You got Bear in the middle. You got, guys just all over the place right now.
Well, I'll tell you.
It's stacking up. It's stacking up back here. They got 10 or 12 cars stacking up behind the leaders here, and they're just hanging out trying to save fuel.
It's going to be like this, folks, and you'll know when it changes, when someone turns the wick up and says, I have enough fuel to the end, I'm gone.
My thing is this going to cause somebody to get loose? Because we haven't really seen side-by-side racing for this long.
It is.
Throughout the entire race.
Definitely changes the aero effects, doesn't it, Adam?
Oh, big time.
I'm just looking in on the 90, the Skull Bandit of Michael Fleming, Shane Fleming, if you will, and I'm thinking, what about a guy like Shane? He, saving gas is nice and all, but leading the race is nice too. How about we just drive right through all these guys and get up to the front?
Saving gas is for the next gens. I agree with Fleming. Let's go to the front.
Bear trying to do just that. You see Ripka getting around Bruce. So Bruce, early on, you'd think he must be saving to be falling, but you can't discount Owens and Ripka. They're great drivers. Here comes James Bear.
Yeah, I love Fleming up there on that high side, rocking it hard.
You got the Rifleman on the outside here in 5th. He trying to hang on. Gets a big run out of 4. Comes to the outside of Bear.
One driver we really hadn't talked about much tonight. He's right behind Recker right now. George Rincon is in the top 14 right now, Dean.
Yeah, he's had a great race. He started back in 28th, 29th spot. Currently in 14th, up 14. Dibble, our other big mover, up, him and Whiting together, up 9 and up 12. They're in 17th and 18th. But this battle, insane at the front. It's unbelievable action. Otto Viani and Ratliff. Bear looking for racing room.
Yeah, the third through 6 just went into the last corner, 3 wide. I mean, these guys are starting to try to figure out how to get to the front.
Don't look now. There's Jason Spear. He's been finding speed lately. He's coming up now into 10th, right inside of Paul Travis.
Well, you notice that second group is starting to catch up with that front group.
Well, yeah, you can only save field for so long, and then the field catches up, right?
Yeah, and those guys that came and did that last topping off, they're all right there together, and they're inching their way closer and closer to that front group, lap after lap.
Now, who were the first people to top off? Let's look at our pit board here and see what lap people pitted on. And the top offs would be on lap 78, starting back with Tony Ratliff in 16th. So him and Whiting, and Dibble, Lester, they all topped up. Now, don't forget, Ripka pitted on 77. I don't think a top-up was necessary, so he's good to go. Bruce is the one who stayed out, him and Owens. So can Owens hang on? Does he have enough fuel? Ripka does. Bruce, he's been saving the whole time. Brian, I mean, how much of a factor is this? We obviously don't really know, but...
Yeah, it's hard to tell unless you can actually see there. Oh, we got one spinning on the backstretch.
And that is
down
Jason Spear. So Jason Spear down in the grass. And we stay green, so bad news for Spear. He'll fall back to 20th, and he'll have to regroup under green flag conditions. Let's go get a replay and see what happened. Here he is, down on the bottom. Travis up high. Spear comes up, and he's expecting Travis to be another car up the track. He wasn't. He hits him. Down into the grass he goes. So,
yeah. I was just going to say that's unfortunate, just like, oh.
Yeah, it's one of those, and we talk a lot about it, Brian, like at a pace like Bristol, for instance. As a leader, I've been took myself out doing that very thing. You expect a guy to be against the wall. So you're filtering out, trying to maximize your corner, but you don't realize he's a half lane down from the wall. You hit him, your night's over.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are probably hoping for a yellow there, if you ask me. I mean, they could come in, reset, and then just rock and roll because, guys like me, I like to go bullet fast. I'm not good at saving stuff. Some people are good at saving stuff, so it's kind of a mixture there.
Well, some save gas and some save money, Brian.
I was always a gas on kind of guy.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. I mean, we like to race. It's tough for the guys who really push that throttle and work that machine to save gas. We know a few of them for sure.
Yeah, gas saving is not the favorite kind of style that I enjoy either.
Well, you got to do what you got to do when the caution's out here, and I think Bruce is a great example. He's had to do what he had to do. I think he's found his safe spot right now, and I wouldn't count him out here. Just over 30 laps. Ripka with a big move, a full send, makes it stick, drives right underneath Owens. Holy cow.
Yeah, I think Owens is going to be now in fuel-saving mode. He was really backing off his pace the last couple laps.
I don't think he expected that move and to make it stick.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, I'm here. Hello.
Yeah, it was a great move by Ripka. I expected him to slide job up the track, but he stayed down there. Power move from Buckshot Ripka. He's your new leader. Owens in second. Bruce now got heat from James Bear and Otto Viani.
Yeah, Otto Viani has been turning up the wick the last couple laps.
So fuel saving perhaps over for a lot of these guys. Coming down to 30 to go at the line. Oh, and sideways out of the corner is Chris Owens. Just a power slide there like he's driving dirt.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to figure out, like, oh, I'm good on fuel, so I need to surprise the leader and get by him. So that's what happened there, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I think what's happening right here, I just noticed the Warden just turned it up a notch. So watch out. I think he's good to go now. It's time for him to start coming and try to claim this race back.
And the Warden turned up the wick, but one other car I'm looking at is Tony Ratliff. He is separating himself from the fuel savers. He's turned the wick up too.
All right, so he's turning it up. So fuel saving over for some. Others may run out. Who knows? Right now, Ripka, Owens, Bruce, Hebert, Ottaviani, your top 5. Jason Ratliff, Jason Jackson, Williams, Fleming, Travis, your top 10.
Yeah, you remember that race, Adam, here at this track where I slowed down to where I was driving like 75% of the speed all the way around the track for the last 10 laps, and I got by all the big dogs and kind of snuck out a win by clutching it in every single corner for like 20 laps or 30 laps straight?
Unfortunately, I do. I lost by a bumper at the line.
Well, that's something we could talk about. That's not the type of fuel mileage saving we're looking at tonight, is it, Adam? I mean, there'll be no clutching out here. This is just, I can't go as hard as I want, right?
Yeah, they're driving in and letting completely off the gas and letting the cars roll and let the draft. But yeah, unfortunately, I do remember that race, Brian.
Oh, I had to bring that up because, you know, that fuel economy thing's a big deal. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, that was a W for me.
Yeah, but I got some cleaning to do, too.
All right. Racers, you know, they got long memories out here. And boy, oh boy, do these two have, you know, the elephant's memory. I'll tell you that. Bruce getting a run after Owens was a little loose on exit. He doesn't do anything with it, though. Time to make the move, Adam. I mean, there is no time left here. You want to catch Lance Ripka, you better go for it now.
Yeah, because Lance is going to stretch it out, and I totally agree. It's time for Darren. He's got to go.
I mean, how about Hebert? Hebert's been there. He's up 13 spots. So is Owens. I mean, Ottaviani also there. And you can see when they try and get a run off that corner, that car yaws out, and they lose a little bit of grip.
And one guy I thought was going to be out of it, and he's starting to claw his way back in there after knocking the wall down, is Jackson. He's got back in the game as well.
Yeah, Jason Jackson currently in 7th. So pit error avoided, so to speak. Maybe not quite where he wants to be, but he'll take it right now. Tick, tick, tick. The laps keep ticking down. 25 to go. Lance Ripka out front. Owens goes up high, looking to get a run here. Can he make it stick? You see there a little wiggle, but he's got momentum. He's going for the shocker.
Yeah, he got the run that time.
To the outside, Owens trying and searching for the grip up there. You see the car plant on those right side tires. Almost into the wall, but he keeps it off of there. Big run. The 26 looking for the lead. Bruce comes right in there.
Yeah, Darren's going to give that push, and that's going to be, you know, one thing to keep Lance right there with him.
So these two going side by side. Don't know if they're helping or hurting Bruce, but it's Owens desperately seeking the lead here. Ripka hanging on for life. Owens a little loose up top.
Yeah, I think Darren's just sitting there waiting for him to wear their stuff out, you know what I mean? And looking for the opportunity to pounce.
He may be, but I don't think he's holding anything back at this point. 23 to go. These guys are racing hard. Buckshot Ripka has held off Owens' first charge. He'll try again.
Yeah, but you know, one thing this is doing is bringing those guys right back together if they run side by side.
So they separate again. So doesn't look to me like Bruce has anything for him right now. And Ripka in total control so far. What a masterclass he's putting on. Not easy to hold off a guy when he's coming on your outside and you're side by side, but he's done it. Could be the race-winning move. We got about 8 cars or 7 cars in this lead little group here. And then that's Nathan Hardy. He's a lap down. Yeah, Claus Williams in 8th. Michael Fleming. Nice run for Michael tonight, Adam.
Yeah, he's kept his car clean and just been solid and consistent. And that's the, big thing for him. Good to see him have a good run.
And maybe we should call him Shane probably. I think Brian probably had it right. Shane Fleming. Out of Concord, North Carolina. Right down by you, Adam.
Actually, it's near Fred Tom and those guys, but it's still within an hour or so from me.
So Darren Bruce looking to get by Owens, and this is what I was worried about for the both of them. They get side by side. Ripka's going to check out. 19 to go.
Yeah, I got to wonder who's got the gas to make it, because I know they got to be awful close.
Yeah, I can tell you there's a lot of drivers that just shut that ticker off and they're just going for it at this point.
Yeah, I think they're good to go at this point, Brian. These guys look like they've gone to full-on race mode here.
Yeah, I have to shut it off because if I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to slow down. So I just turn it off and,
It's kind of what you do to your crew chief, too, isn't it?
yeah, pray to the gas gods.
And behind them, it looks like the rifleman's going to slide up there, and A-Bear will slide down underneath Ottaviani, and you can see equal tires is very difficult here. Look at the surge by the 25, though. A-Bear, a good run. A little loose on exit, but it looks like, well, here comes Ottaviani. I was going to say it looks like he had it, but no.
Yeah, it looked like Ottaviani was really, tight and consistent, but A-Bear was sliding through the corner.
I think anybody...
You got Nathan Hardy running that high line. He got into the wall.
Yeah, Hardy, like I said, a lap down, dangerous up there. It looks like A-Bear gonna get it this time, and he is clear. Here comes the rifleman. So Ottaviani is struggling a little bit by his standards. The guy who's not, Ripka out front. Owens still in tow. Bruce falling back.
I'm, wondering if Bruce may be saving a little bit and then trying to make a charge.
Well, I think we might be overplaying Darren's hand here. I mean, he just maybe raced a little outside of his comfort zone at times, and the car not quite where it needs to be. So he's in third, Owens second, and Ripka in total control with 15 laps to go. Recker, he is in deep trouble back in 15th, so our points leader not having the night that he wanted. He was for a while, but problems have taken him down a little bit. In front of him, Whiting up 12, Rincon up, he's in 13th, up 15 spots. We go back to 16th, and Dibble, he's right around Recker now, rocking that high side. He's up 14 spots. And a shout out to Robert LaPrime, the Looney Tunes machine, up 9 into 20th.
Yeah, right now, PK is trying to get up there to take that spot away from Fleming right now. So Fleming's still able to hold on right now for that 9th spot.
Yeah, real good run by Shane here tonight. Love the paint too. That's a different version of Skull. You can tell me, Adam, is that an actual paint job?
Nah, it's not the actual of anything he's ran, but it looks good though.
Yeah, it looks sharp. Very nice paint. All right, Ripka up front. So this is the point. now where if there's going to be a change by how people have ran, it's right about this point. It's a little late in the going, so if anybody's got something left, they got to make it happen. Bruce with a surge through the center of the corner. He's going to pull up to Owens here, so he might have been cooling him down, and he's got Bear and Jason Ratliff on his tail. Owens just steady as a rock. What about Chris Owens running tonight, Brian?
Oh, I think he's doing an amazing job. I think Darren's trying to figure out an opportunity behind him, but I think Chris has done a great job tonight. He seems always to be loose off the corner, but he manages it. Yeah, he always manages it, and it's all good. So we're about ready to see a good fight.
Wouldn't you think, Brian, with the, you've seen a few of those turns, especially when he comes out low, the car kind of breaks loose on him, but he handles it. Wouldn't you think that would have a real negative effect? I mean, it seems to have no effect on him.
I know. I think it would heat up the right rear, and it'd make it to where it was hard to handle getting off the corner. But, his skill level must be enough to handle what he's doing, so he must be able to deal with it.
Well, we did have that stat, I believe, in the Gen 4 series. Owens, the highest rated driver by sim racing points. So, is a talented driver. No slouch at all, and he is currently in second. But the man out front, Buckshot Ripka, he is on 10 to go now.
Yeah, and he's starting to stretch it out a little bit more, Dean.
He is. Clean air is king, baby, and Lance Ripka is one heck of a driver, so he's going to be tough to beat at this point. I don't think anybody's got anything for him, but we're going to find out because, like I always say, anything can and will happen here at RJR.
Wow, 25 almost got in the back of Darren there.
Yeah, he wants that spot.
Yeah, it looked like he gave him a little shove up the track.
Might have helped Bruce. You get a little surge of energy there and get on going. 8 to go. Ripka, your leader. Owens second. Bruce, Bear, and Jason Ratliff. Jason Ratliff taken to the high side, looking to get a run on Bear. Up into the marbles almost, he was so high.
But he's making it work. He's really got a lot of speed on that exit, Dean.
Yeah, he definitely made that corner work. A little surge by the 25 here, but coming out low is tough. And you see there, the Rifleman up to 5th or 4th.
Yeah, he's making that high line work, carry that momentum off the straightaway. I expect him to, see if Darren gets pinched down here. He's going to get a run on Darren down this backstretch and come down low.
Well, it's a way to get clean air, too, isn't it, Brian?
Absolutely. It really works good at the end of the race. Look at him blowing by Darren on the bottom right there.
Wow. Unbelievable. The Rifleman up to 3rd with a late surge. He seems to have found something. Can he get up here and challenge Owens for 2nd?
Well, you got to give it to him. He's going to stick to his guns on the top side and see if he can get a run off the corner. I used to love doing this when I wanted to pass somebody. Get a run down this straightaway. Oh, he got the wall there a little bit. If you can do it right, you can get a run on a guy and get into underneath him into 3.
Well, he's definitely closing in. Late charge, the 55. You see him surge in the center of the corner. He is there. Will he go back to the high side, down in 1? We're on 5 to go.
Oh, I'd roll the outside.
Owens went up there to take the air off him, and he switched it up and went to the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'd have done if I was Owens, too. I'd have went up there to take the air out of that spot and make sure that he stayed on the bottom.
That's a pro move right there. Bear and Otto Viani slugging it out here. That is for 5th position. Bear on the high side looks like he's coming through. Jason Ratliff, big run. Looks underneath Owens here. He's going to take 2nd place away from Chris Owens. So the Rifleman coming forward super late.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Chris has got enough in the tank.
Yeah, that could
He
be
definitely
an
sent
issue.
it in there on that.
Yeah, he sent it for sure, but he could not get to Jason Ratliff. Lance Ripka, 0.6 seconds is his lead. I think it's too big, but we've seen a lot out of the Rifleman. 3 to go. Michael Fleming and Paul Kay back battling for 9th. Tom Ashley coming up there underneath.
Oh, Warden in the wall.
So Darren Bruce, car going away on him. Got another one down on the apron. That is Cheryl Newman down there. It's all Buckshot Ripka. Coming down to 2 to go. Jason Ratliff finds himself alone, and Owens perhaps out of fuel. Chris Owens has ran out of fuel. He's down on the apron. Tragedy for the 26.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's the worst feeling a driver can experience.
Wow, what a turn of events here. A. Bear takes over 3rd. Otto Viani to 4th. Jason Jackson to 5th. So the whole thing is shaking up except for one driver and one driver only. Lance Buckshot Ripka grabs the white flag one more time around.
Wow, what a turn of events. I mean, it really is something to see how you have to stretch it, the fuel and whatnot. Congratulations to Buckshot on this one.
Yeah, Lance Ripka down through 3 and 4. The 52 will bring this machine home with the victory here at Chicagoland. What a race for Lance Ripka. Jason Ratliff 2nd. A. Bear holds on to 3rd with Otto Viani underneath him sideways. Jackson rounds out your top 5. What a job. You know, we probably didn't even talk as much about Lance as we should have. What a drive, Adam. I mean, this is what he does. All right. Well,
It is, but, you know, like I said, you need to check his gas tank.
Well, maybe we do for sure. And you see Buckshot on the windshield there, and a little RGR on the other side. That Mission 22 machine. Man, good looking car too, Brian. You like that car?
I do. I mean, I think he did a great job tonight.
Yeah, he did an awesome job as he burns him down here. And that's a good old-fashioned burnout. I think the walking and the dog, they might have gave up on that one, Adam. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. There's a little sideways walking there.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
He needs lessons.
Well, he might be just giving you a little taste. You know, I don't know if Lance needs any lessons, that's for sure. He's your winner here tonight. Right now, let's go to a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll get some race interviews in. That was a look at the new ARCA cars out there. Brian, what do you think of the new ARCA car?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really get around it much, so I'm just going to say let's hope it's good.
All right. And yeah, it's a fun car to be sure, and always great to have new additions out here. Let's get into tonight's race results. Ripka, Ratliff, A-Bear, Ottaviani, Jackson, your top 5. Claus Williams, Darren Bruce with that late. He got a little bit loose. And Paul Travis, Tom Ashley, Tony Ratliff in the top 10. Fleming, a great finish. Lester in 12th, great finish. Dibble gets up there into 13th, bringing the Dibble Dog machine there. George Rincon, Whiting, Spear. He went through the grass there, so he had a lot to recover from that little incident. And you see Recker down there. I mean, what you see, Adam, is you see guys having great nights, and you see a little bit of heartache out there as well.
Yeah, it's definitely some heartache for some of them early front runners. I mean, I kind of feel that, we kind of touched on this at the beginning. It's talked about Buckshot and the saving the gas, and he's, really good for that. But look who kept his momentum up. I mean, look at Ratliff. It's another second place finish, and Abear had a good finish, and Ottaviani a bounce back from, he had a big hiccup last week, and this is a good rebound for him points wise.
Yeah.
Jason Jackson, top 5.
Yeah, I mean, those are some of the positives. Then on the other side, you got T.J. Rogers and Jason Brantley down here, Herb Ashley, Greg Ratliff. I mean, these guys were all having good nights. Not meant to be. Chris Owens, I mean, late out of fuel. Not much more you can say about that. That's just awful, awful. But let's get into some race interviews. We bring in our third place finisher, Mr. James Abear, the number 25, up 14 spots on the night, ends up on the podium, so to speak, in third place. Congratulations, James.
Thanks, Dean. Y'all got to point me to the showers. It's, yeah, I am sweaty.
Yeah, well, you work hard out there. There's no doubt sim racing is no joke. Lots of pain and lots of sweat go into it. And boy, oh boy, you had to work for that, didn't you, James?
Yeah, that last restart was just, I could not find a groove at all. And, unfortunately, it caught racing everybody. And it's kind of one of those things that I burned through my tires a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's just the joys of racing so far back there, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we talk about clean air so much. Clean air is king. I don't know if you've seen clean air tonight, James. They're too wide in front of you, and sometimes the guys just want to make it difficult on you, don't they?
Yeah, it's pretty tricky there. It's 3 wide a couple times, and just kind of thought better of it and backed out. But yeah, it was a good race. That was a tough one. That's one for the books for sure.
Let's talk about the last run and fuel mileage. How was fuel? Were you good? Were there any concerns? We've seen Chris Owens, who didn't pit, though, I got to say. A couple laps later, there was a caution again, and he did not top up or anything. He ran out with 2 to go.
Yeah, we calculated that stuff out, me and my teammates. I say we, and by that I mean Lance. Lance calculated that out, and thankfully his calculations are correct. So I just took his word for it and ran the last little bit there. Thankfully, didn't lose too much track position, which helped me to muscle my way up here.
Well, we only do Canadian math, right, James?
Yeah, I don't know what this gallons is.
Damn leaders.
Anyway, it was really fun watching you, man. One of our biggest movers on the night. We had a few, so you didn't make the top mover of the night, but man, coming from all the way back in 18th up to 3rd, what a run, man. Congratulations. We'll give you the mic, man. Anybody want to shout out, please do.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for this broadcast together every week. I think you're 3 days a week now, so we appreciate that. Big shout out to Kailu Glass, Alive Church, who's title sponsor of this series, and East Coast Wet Printing. Appreciate all their support for this league to make it what it is.
Absolutely can't do it without them. James Abear in the 25 finishes in 3rd place here tonight, Adam.
Yeah, Dean, I'm down here with the 2nd place runner-up, Jason Ratliff, man. How many liters of gas did you have left in your car, Jason? Dean and Abear had a little Canadian moment, so we're going to keep the ball rolling and tell us about how your car felt tonight.
That felt pretty good. I know at the end of the race, the car kind of came towards me. It was real slick out there at the beginning. But just try to save tire. And there at the last run, I had to save gas. I only had enough to get back to my pit box after the race, and then she shut off. So
Man, I tell you, it looked like you were really making the high line work on the late end of the run. Do you kind of wish you would have done that a little bit earlier to try to have a shot at Buckshot? And do you think you could have had anything for Buckshot if you did that?
yeah, if I could have made the pass on Chris and Darren there and got up to Buckshot, it would have been a lot funner race and probably a little bit closer. But I think once he passed him, he just kind of went into tire saving mode to save tire for anybody else that was going to catch him. So I don't think I would have passed him, but I would have sure sure gave it my all there.
Well, I have to ask, man, how does this wave of awesome finishes feel? You are putting up some fantastic numbers over the last couple races, man. I mean, tell us about this. I mean, you're riding a wave right now.
Yeah, it's just momentum, man. Once you get it and you come in, you keep doing what works for you, keep practicing, keep doing some research, it really pays off in the long run, and being consistent and finding out what works for you may not always work for everybody else. So you kind of get out there and figure it out for yourself sometimes.
Well, Jason, another fantastic finish. I'll give you the mic, give you a shout out to any of your sponsors and whatnot. Here you go.
Thanks, Adam. I'd like to thank you guys at WDTV for putting on the broadcast. I'd like to thank Alive Church and Mike Brown for sponsoring Sunday nights, and Travis Rogers and Kylie Glass for Tuesdays, and Jason Brantley and East Coast Web Printing for Thursday nights, and my team, United Motorsports, all the good guys on here, and all the admins, and everybody in the league who makes this league what it is. A fun, competitive, good place to come and see what you got compared to everybody else.
Well, Dean, that was the second place finisher, Jason Ryan, one of the hottest drivers in RGR right now.
Man, and he put on a show there late. Incredible action, rocking the high line, coming up to second. Heck, maybe another 10 laps. Maybe, just maybe he would touch our leader. And our winner, the 52, Lance Buckshot Ripka. Congratulations, Lance. What a run, man.
Thanks. That was fun. It was kind of nerve wracking. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to come down to a fuel mileage race, but it did. And yeah, that pit stop on that last caution is kind of the saving grace.
Well, it was a little bit, but like we watched, right? So 3 guys stayed out. I think Bruce, Owens, maybe Jason Ratliff. I'm not sure, but you did. You topped up. Did you have to conserve a little bit? Because it looked like all you guys were maybe conserving in the first part of the run, but maybe you were able to take advantage of that situation slightly as well.
No, there's definitely some conserving, but I knew the guys that stayed out would have to conserve a little bit more than I did. So my goal was, just to ride and, just let the laps count off and then make the move at the end. But I could tell that Owens was realizing that it was a lot closer than he anticipated, so he started backing corners off pretty bad. And I knew where I was at, so I just made the pass, and yeah, here I am.
Well, I want to talk about Owens with you. I mean, he gets to your outside, Lance, and it's not easy to hold off a guy on the outside here because you got to pinch your car down a bit on exit. She can get a little loose. Those were a hairy couple laps for you.
Yeah, they were. I felt real comfortable on the bottom side, even keeping it low. And I've noticed earlier in the run, he was kind of struggling with his car on the top side. So I was just kind of crossing my fingers, hoping that he didn't get loose and then come down and take us both out. But he held his lines, and I think my goal there on that was to make him run up top and for as long as I can to make him waste fuel. But I think he realized what was going on, and he just tucked in. Yeah, man, this was I didn't realize it was gonna end up this way with less than 30 minutes of practice, but heck, man, this is a fun track.
Well, we don't want to, put that up on a pedestal. You're gonna do less practice now to do better. I mean, maybe it works, but I want to talk about the points here. You take over the points lead as well. You're in the driver's seat, if you will, for the championship. A little early, perhaps, to talk about it, but didn't it feel good to be back up here, getting race wins, battling for championships?
Yeah, it's always great, and I can't let up. We got to keep going and work hard every race and get the best finishes that we can. Uh, and bonus points are going to be huge uh, throughout the rest of the season. Because there's not one person in that top 10 that can't flip the script on this and run away with it. So a lot of good drivers here. Just going to keep the nose of the grindstone and keep hopefully
No,
knocking off some wins.
I want to touch on that a little bit, Lance. We've seen throughout our time here at RGR, there's great drivers up and down the lineup, but it changes from time to time. I mean, Jason Ratliff a couple years ago, fighting for top tens maybe. He's a threat to win the races. You got Bear, Ottaviani. I mean, the list goes on, right? But the names change from track to track and from season to season. I mean, is that a testament to the guys you're bringing in here and how much work they're putting in?
Yeah, the work that some of these drivers are putting in is definitely paying off. Jason, he's like um, Adam said, he's the hottest driver right now. I mean, this guy's you know in contention to win every race that he's in. So these guys, there's going to be another one. There's going to be somebody else that's going to be coming up through and getting hot and making moves and winning races. So it's just a matter of you know staying up front, being consistent, and keeping clean and keep trying to get some of them bonus points.
Yeah, I mean, we watch a guy like Spear has been showing a lot of speed lately. He could use a little luck, but nonetheless, there's always someone. But one guy who's always lurking, always around, that's Lance Ripka down in victory land. Congrats on this victory, man, and the points lead. We'll turn it over to you, Lance. Anybody you want to shout out?
I want to give a shout out to number 25, James Abear. Heck of a run, a teammate of mine. Um, Obviously, Alive Church. Thanks. What they do for this league is huge. Same thing with East Coast West Printers and Kailu Glass. Without them, man, this wouldn't be what it is. All the guys in the background, Todd, George, Greg, all those guys I didn't name, they built the best league here, man, and they're second. It's second to none. WTTV for putting on great broadcasts, and all the men and women in the service. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. That's Lance Ripka, and we give a big salute to all the men and women in the service as well. Adam, Brian, I mean, great race, great winner. I mean, we had a little bit of everything tonight, didn't we, Adam?
Oh, absolutely. You had comers, goers, gas mileage, and here we are again talking about the guy that saved his equipment and a little bit of go-go juice to make it to the end to get the dub.
Yes, sir. And, Brian, first time in the booth. We didn't call on you a lot tonight. Thought you did a great job. How'd you enjoy the broadcast or the race for that matter? Pretty good race.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I probably jumped in when I shouldn't, and just like the winner here, Buckshot tonight, a little bit of zigzag, and we had some fun.
Yeah, no, you did an absolutely great job. And Bulldog is always entertaining. But for myself, D. Doucette, I'm the Bulldog Newton, and Brian Helm. That's going to wrap it up from Chicagoland. And we'll see you